Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm the Nerd on the Street, and this video is for my friends over at the Nodus forums. Yes, I have friends, yes, I go on the Nodus forums. Alright, screw it, we'll do this with a crooked camera. Alright, now the other day I was on the forums, and I should probably go on the forums right now. So I was over at the Nodus forums the other day, and right at the top of the client suggestions page, there is a thread called the impossible suggestions. These are some things that people think that it's possible. It's not. You know, force op, infinite radar, spawning items, unbanner. No, things like that are not possible. It's just not possible. That's the only way to say it. The things that would make these work are just not how Minecraft works. However, when you're saying the things that make these work, there's different ways you can get things to work. For instance, X-ray. Everybody knows what X-ray is. You know, you click the X-ray button and then it shows you just the valuable ores. Everything else is invisible. How does that work? Well, the Nodus plugin is telling the client to only render those ores and not to render any of the other blocks. In layman's terms, that is how that plugin works. While there are some hacks that are impossible when applied certain ways, sometimes you can apply them in different ways. This is a total not really applicable example, but clicking on the start button of Windows or hitting the start key on your keyboard. Two different ways to do the same thing. Let's say instead of only rendering the ores, what if I did an X-ray plugin where I changed all of the ores to glowstone, and so I rendered the ores as glowstone. On the server side, they're still ores, but to me, they look like glowstone. Now, this is an incredibly stupid idea. I just thought of that off the top of my head right now because maybe you're in a cave and there's some ores on the surface there, so you follow the light, I guess, if you don't have Fulbright on already. But that is, you know, that's how X-ray traditionally works. Okay, let's not render anything except for the ores. But then I could go and do, okay, let's render all of the ores as glowstone. We can still call that X-ray. Well, alright, you know what? My point is, there's more than one way to do the same thing. Always. In programming. There will always be more than one way to do the same thing. Somebody posted a thread the other day, Shaq Quitter. I pronounced some suggestions on here mods say are impossible, actually possible. And you know what? I am not referring to them because I am backing them up specifically. They said that H-clipping, walking through walls, invisibility, click teleporter, God mode, and walking through walls, again, are possible. And I invited one of them over to my server to show me, and you know what? A couple of them didn't work. Walking through walls did not work. Invisibility and invincibility did work. They were really bad to where you couldn't really use them, like, for anything productive, or, you know, even counterproductive, as most of the people working on the Nodus client would be doing. You couldn't use those. They were bad. They were glitchy. They, yes, could not be used for any purposeful thing. But, I mean, invisibility, the server checked for this. Impossible, is what somebody said. They got themselves to be invisible. God mode requires server-sided data alteration. Impossible. They got God mode working on my server, and it was not a bucket server. These mods were reportedly not working on a moderator of the forums bucket server. That is why I invited them over here, because they're like, oh, well, you had no cheat installed or something. I have a vanilla server, and yes, and invisibility and God mode works. Now, I'm not saying invisibility and God mode specifically. I'm not just talking about these. That's very important. You're going to think, oh, he's just wanting us to add these to the client. No, I don't care if you add these to the client. As I said, the mods sucked. I can't put it any other way. They were bad mods. But, do you know how they worked? Invisibility, how invisibility worked was you die, and then you tell your client that you're still alive. And so I've actually done this before, sort of, where I've been playing hide and seek with someone on a server, and then I just kill myself, and I don't respawn, and they can't find me, because I am not present anywhere on that world if I have died and I haven't respawned yet. Well, they told their client that they weren't dead yet, so they were able to walk around. They were not able to place, no, they weren't able to break blocks. They weren't able to pick up items, but they were able to place blocks and open chests, so they were able to interact with the server in some ways, which I don't really get. But once again, my point is not these mods specifically. All that I'm saying is that sometimes the impossible is possible. There's always going to be a clever programmer who comes up with another way to do this, a way that you haven't thought of yet. So even though making a mod through the code that you're thinking of might be impossible, there's always going to be a workaround. There's always going to be a patch to that workaround. There's always going to be a workaround to that patch. There's always new ways to do things. There's always going to be new ways to do things. I'm going to show you some of the clips. Now, I was using Fraps because Cam Studio was not working on Windows 8, and I just downloaded the free trial of Fraps, so, 30-second intervals here. I'm going to show you some of those now. Alright, the first one. So, here we are, and you'll see there is Joe's, that was the other person who was doing this. So he's going to fly up in the air now in just a minute, and he's going to fall on purpose, and he's going to die, as you can see right there. But then he didn't respawn. He's still there. As you'll see in just a moment, the chest will open. Oh, there you go. So the chest opened. Okay. Next clip. Sorry, 30-second intervals once again. Alright, so I'm right here, and you'll see. He's placing blocks. He's using the build mod in Nodus. And it started raining. So that was great. But yeah, you saw him build that, right? I've got another clip for you here. Here's the third one. And so here you can see he's building. My point here was just to show you that it was actually working. In a minute we'll get to the part where he actually starts building vertically, because this was all horizontal and it wasn't too easy to see. Alright, we're done with that clip. Next one. Alright. So you'll see what he's doing there. You could... Alright, there we go. Alright, done with that one. So, so now he's going to log out and log back in. and now you see he's visible again. But the server still thinks he's dead and hasn't respawned yet, so he's just kind of sitting there. He's invincible. This is a God mode. It may not be the God mode you're thinking of, but as you can see, he's in some lava. He's not burning. This is the second to the last clip here. He's in lava. He's not burning. I mean, he is burning, but he's, and I just... Oh, right. In the next clip, I'm going to show you... This is the last one. I just see server set, just dropping out to survival mode. Just so you know, he's not in creative. He's still in survival. And, yeah, he's not dying. He is in God mode. As you can see, yeah, it still shows him burning there, but the server still thinks he has never respawned yet, so the server's not issuing any damage to him. So yeah, that's all we're gonna show you from those clips. But once again, I'm not saying to add these mods. These mods were not good. They were glitchy. They rely on glitches. These, yeah, were more glitches than hacks. He was just glitching out the game in the way that he wanted to. My point wasn't that invisibility and invincibility are possible. That is not what I'm trying to say here. My point is that there are ways to do things that traditionally are impossible. You just have to do them in ways other than the traditional way. I'm sorry, I can't think of any better way to put it. When it comes to code, once again, there's more than one way to do things. There's always going to be more than one way to apply code to programs. So, just because something has always been impossible in the past, if somebody knows what they're doing, then it can still be possible. Don't dismiss the idea, even though it's still probably not going to be what you're looking for.